acknowledge first of all that we are on Indigenous land, and just want to acknowledge that this land has, that Indigenous people have shared the caretaking responsibilities of this land for thousands of years, so specifically the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat. So today we're going to be talking about Canadian colonial law, which is often engaged as a tool to combat violence against women, including trans women, Two-Spirit people, and their families. But what happens when the law does more harm than good, all in the name of saving us? Muslim women, sex-working women, Indigenous women, and many more are seeing an increase in the criminalization of our communities, but no reduction in violence. This panel will explore diverse voices on what it means to listen to survivors of violence about the harmful impacts of using surveillance, arrest, incarceration, as well as alternative solutions that build power, safety, and self-determination for women, including trans women and Two-Spirit people. I'm going to introduce one person, Deepa Mattoo, who's right next to me and is going to be moderating. Deepa is currently a staff lawyer with South Asian Legal Clinic of Ontario, SALCO, and has been interim executive director in 2013-2014. She has her master's in business, specializing in corporate social responsibility from Leeds Metropolitan University, UK. She has over 16 years of experience in providing legal services, public education, advocacy, and not-for-profit governance. Deepa has been involved with various issues related to domestic violence globally and has been a leading voice on the issue of forced marriages in Canada. So I'll let Deepa take it from here.
Thank you. Okay, so we don't have mics today, and I heard a story on CBC this week, the beginning of this week, where a family moved to Yukon without any technology for 9 months and how they discovered each other. And ever since that story has happened, this is the third time that I don't have a mic to speak, and I somehow feel that there is something happening in the universe which is making me connect with people without technology. So let's discover this topic together. Our first speaker on the panel is Christa Big Canoe. I'll very quickly read her bio, which she has actually shortened for me. So her full bio is in our books today, but I'll just read the shorter version. As a First Nation woman, mother, and lawyer, Christa Big Canoe aspires to increase access to justice for Aboriginal people. She's working as Legal Advocacy Director at Aboriginal Legal Services. Christa has made submissions before Parliament and Senate Standing Committees regarding over-representation and criminalization of Aboriginal people. Christa is legal counsel to a number of families engaged in the Ontario Crooner's process and death investigations. Her dedication and advocating on the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women is unwavering. She's known as a passionate advocate for First Nation children and women's rights. And I'm a big fan of Christa and her work with our advocacy around Barbaric Cultural Practices Act, the bill, which was recently out there, and she'll be speaking about it. Thank you, Christa.